lower school children and quite a few of the parents. More importantly, fourth graders, he's going to be another person you're going to see every day at Hope Ranch. It's my great pleasure to welcome our mathematics chair, lower school math coordinator, guru of high tech, the guy who put this together this morning, man of all trades, put together the video. Welcome, Paul Chiment.
Good morning, students and parents, everyone. First, I just want to say it's been my pleasure to work with you guys this year in Math Club. That was a real bright spot every Wednesday morning for me. But I'm here today to share a lesson that took me many, many years to learn, but that should only take me about 5 minutes to teach. And I'm going to share with you the one thing that I wish I had known when I was in elementary school. But let me start at the beginning, kindergarten. For most of us, it happens something like this. One day we are playing with dirt clods and army men and plastic horses, and then our mom says something like, "It's time for school." And next thing you know, you're being dropped off at a place with lots of older kids and with a flagpole out front. At this point, you're trying to figure out what the heck just happened, where my cubby is, and exactly what a cubby is. But after a while, you get into the routine down and you settle into a nice rhythm. When I think of kindergarten, I remember playing in the sandbox. It had lots of cool toys and cups for building, and it even had a Tonka bulldozer that put mine to shame. And in this sandbox, I learned about engineering, and sharing, and geometry, and art, and I learned a lot about friendship. But I also have one memory of an adult telling me, "Just wait till you get to first grade. They don't put up with any of this baby stuff. Things are going to get tough, and they're going to stay tough, so be ready." Then came first grade, and second, and third, and fourth grade, and things weren't that bad. My sandbox transformed into things like monkey bars and soccer fields and books and computers. But I still just played with the older kids and with the math and with the stories, and life was good. Then along came Mrs. Doherty. She was the principal, and she could scare the heck out of every single Avenger, as well as the Hulk. In fact, I think she may have been the Hulk's mom, or an aunt, or a distant cousin. And she would say, "Just wait till you get to middle school. Boy, are you in for a rude awakening. Things are going to be tough, and they're going to stay tough. So look out and enjoy this childish time while it lasts." I was like, yikes. Then came middle school with dances and final exams, and its amazing sandbox filled with algebra and history and poetry and movies, and of course the cautionary words, "Just wait till high school, where things are going to get really tough." So in high school, I played with the ideas of calculus and biology and justice, and I pondered the reasons for war, and even played with what we might call the art of protest. My high school sandbox still remains one of my favorites to this day, and I will never forget my high school principal, who just might have spent the late 1930s and 40s in the employment of the German government. His commitment to complete supremacy was unmatched in my experience, and his rules were not to be questioned. And he reminded us on a regular basis that if we think this is challenging, just wait till we get to college. We have no idea how hard life is going to be. And when we find ourselves in a good university and those professors get a hold of us, it's going to be ugly. Then came college, and my sandbox was filled with ideas so large and magical, and the professors were tough, but they were also funny and cool and sometimes weird, mostly fair, and many of them had the same story. I'll always remember my computer programming professor. He would say this: "You think this programming code is hard?" I should warn you, he was from India. "You think this programming code is hard? You just wait for the real world." It's like, the real world? There's even something beyond college? Boy, are you in for an awakening of great rudeness. So at this point, I'm about 22, and I have a great education, a college degree, almost, and some weird emotional baggage. And then came college graduation, and I got a job, and to my surprise, guess what, boys and girls? It was just like elementary school. People were confused. They needed to learn how to share. Most people didn't really understand algebra. Their cubbies were made out of little leather boxes, and they carried them around with them. And I felt this anger inside of me. All this tough guy talk was just a bunch of mumbo-jumbo. I mean, it was well-intentioned and motivational mumbo-jumbo, but it was mumbo-jumbo nonetheless. Nothing got that much tougher. The problems were more complicated, but they were also more interesting and more fun. They were just bigger castles with fancier towers. So I can't tell you how I wish someone had shared this with me when I was in elementary school. The whole thing, school, life, it's just a sandbox. Play with algebra. Play with words. Play with science and play with art. And play music. And play with your friends and play with your parents. And play with kids who are a lot smaller than you, who may be scared of you. And it's important to play with older people too, because they may be lonely. And when a grumpy person walks by and sees you laughing and smiling and warns you that your smile can't last, and they'll say, just wait, next year you'll see, it's going to be tougher. You just keep smiling and keep digging in that sand. And as far as being ready for 5th grade, don't worry at all. You finished 4th grade, trust me, you're ready for the real world. It is now my privilege and honor to say these words to you. On behalf of the middle and upper school faculty, I hereby invite you to come into the big Hope Ranch campus and play.
Ditto.